going on, people? It's Charlie and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well as always. So then guys, it's time for your Brighton versus Leeds United pre-match thoughts video. Basically just all my thoughts going into a very tough away fixture at the Amex Stadium. History's not on our side with this fixture, as we all know, guys. Does Graham Potter have Bielsa's number? Will they continue to be our bogey team? We will soon find out, but I'm obviously just going to give you my thoughts on how I think this game is going to pan out. But just before I do that, as always, please smash that like button, please subscribe. And yeah, let's get into it. So, Brighton versus Leeds. Now, as I just said there, history's not on our side. I think last season we got beat by them both times. They beat us 1-0 at Ellen Road and then beat us 2-0 down at the Amex, which I think the away fixture against them last season was on par with the Southampton game a few weeks back, in my opinion. I think Southampton was worse, but that Brighton game was a very close second. I feel like we were very, very woeful in that game. There was a lot of individual performances that were shocking on the day. And it didn't help that an ex-scummer in Welbeck scored against us as well. So there was that. But yeah, obviously Brighton, they usually start off seasons quite well, which they did this year. I think they were in the top 4 at one point. But they've actually not won a game in the last 7. They've won 5 and... they've drawn 5 and lost 2. So, you know, they're not in particularly great form. We're not either. So it does make for quite an intriguing matchup. As I said as well, does Graham Potter have Bielsa's number a little bit? You know, because every time we've played them under Potter, tactically, Potter has got it spot on. They've managed to beat us to press, and they've worked the ball around quite well. I think when Ben White played for them, I felt like he was the best player on the pitch, especially at the game at Ellen Road. There's Mopey as well, who always loves a goal against Leeds. He's openly admitted that in interviews where he said he always looks forward to playing against Leeds. He didn't start their last game though, which makes me question whether he will actually start or not. Only time will tell. But for me, you know, I always say it about the midfield battle. However, I think recently, since Adam Forshaw's come back in to the side, I felt like we've been much stronger in that area. It is still going to be a key battle in this game, you know, with the likes of Adam Lallana, Pascal Gross, Basuma as well. So yeah, obviously Calvin and Adam need to be 100% at it in that area. Obviously we've, as I did touch upon in yesterday's upload, we've got Rafinha and Rodrigo back, which is a massive plus for Leeds United going into this game. Because I think if they play against Spurs last week, I think we win this game, if I'm honest with you. Obviously that's all ifs, buts and maybes, but yeah, I do feel that would have been the case. So having them back is a huge plus. And I think we can definitely get at that defence. Yeah, they are tall and they're good from set pieces, aerials and everything, but I feel like with a player like Rafinha, with a player like Dan James or Harrison, whoever plays out on that other wing, is running at them. I definitely feel like we can frustrate them, we can frighten them, and we can definitely take advantage of them as well. Defensively, I think Leeds have looked a lot more solid in recent weeks as well, since Pascal Stroik's moved out to left back, really. Obviously, I did say that I do feel Firpo will start, only because he's actually a natural out-and-out left back. But if it was up to me, I would have Pascal Strike there again, just because of how he handled the likes of Ademola Lookman against Leicester and against Heung-min Son and Lucas Moura against Spurs. But you never know with Bielsa. Obviously, my ideal centre-back partnership would be Strike and Llorente. I would have Cooper out, if I'm honest with you. Yes, he's played okay of late, but he has still had a Cooper moment in him, which is what I like to call it, a Cooper moment, where he just has either the lack of concentration, poor pass, poor touch, and it always leads to either a goal or nearly a goal for the opposition. So, yeah, I love Coops, but yeah, for me, he should be dropped long term. Obviously, the bench may look, might look a tad better this week. Obviously, we had a load of youngsters last week with just Tyler Roberts, I think, being our only senior player. And let's be honest, when you look in to Tyler Roberts to come on and change a game, it's not great, is it? Because how often does he actually produce something, really? Like, let's be real. There's talk of him maybe moving on in the January window, which I would be well on board with, sending back to the Championship where he belongs for me. But that's a different matter. But yeah, this game's going to be... They've not scored a lot of goals. They're not famous for scoring plenty of goals. We're kind of struggling in the final third at the minute, so I don't expect this game to have a lot of goals in it. As for a prediction, I think it's going to be either a draw or a 1-0 either way. I just can see it being a very tight and frustrating game for us. But if we could get a positive outcome of this game, a draw or a win, then I will be more than happy. We just need to avoid defeat in this one, just given the history of this fixture for Leeds. Then we've got 2 very winnable home games in a row after that, against Palace on Tuesday and then Brentford next Sunday, which for me are must win. I know that might sound a bit desperate, but it is. That's just the world that we're in at the minute. They are must-win fixtures. So for this one, if we can avoid defeat, I will be more than happy. As I keep on saying, let's get the key personnel back. Obviously, there's Bamford and Cocker who are in the final stages of getting fit. We've got Luke Ayling that's playing for the 23s on Monday. So hopefully, maybe not Palace, but hopefully against Brentford, he could feature. So, the signs are there that the tide is starting to turn a bit. I think the performances of late, certainly against Leicester for the whole game and against Spurs for maybe 60-65 minutes, the performances have been there. So I am confident that the tide is starting to turn. We just need to start getting points against teams that we should be beating. Let's be honest, Brighton is a team that we should be looking at and thinking, yes, we can win that. But it's Brighton, it's at the Amex, we never do well. Let's just hope for either a draw or a victory in this one, guys. Just avoid defeat, because like I said, Palace and Brentford are must win, and we definitely need to pick up points in those fixtures. So then, guys, that's been my pre-match thoughts ahead of Brighton versus Leeds United tomorrow night. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I will see you in my post-match reaction, people. Thank you very much for watching.